How's it going? ITL 530, working on discussion post 4. We're doing a little bit of SEL work, ethical decision making and social responsibility. The first part of the prompt says summarize 2 skills involved in ethical decision making and responsibility. When I think of ethical decision making, I think of the ability to manage my emotions, so that the whole aspect of self-management and being able to mentally talk myself through situations. I come from a background, I played baseball growing up, and I can relate to this because a lot of baseball, there's a lot of failure involved in baseball. So I feel like I've been challenged through adversity, but that adversity helped me manage my emotions better. For example, you're going to go through spurts where, you're going to go in a slump where you're 0 for 10, 0 for 20, and you got to find the mental fortitude to fight through those times. And there's times where those negative thoughts creep in. And if we have the ability to let ourselves know that some of those very negative thoughts are just our mind kind of playing tricks on us, and if we can sift through that and kind of dictate what's real and what's not real, our decisions are going to be way more sound. Another example, I've gotten job opportunities in the past where I'm so excited about the opportunity that I don't even think to really think it through. So I've learned through that. And that kind of brings me to my next point, is kind of learning through failure, maybe even learning through our peers and our teachers, our administrators, having good conversations, listening. I can remember, in my young career in academia as a student, hearing the stories of my teachers, how they struggled at first, where they could have done better, just placing value on that and trying to apply it to our own lives is huge. So those are a couple practices that, one is more concrete in that it's having the self-management, and the other one is just being a good listener and being a good communicator and being able to learn from other people to gain that self-management. And then it says explain 3 aspects of developing ethical decision making. So these would be things like justify, the need for control, have clear and achievable outcomes, objectives, consider community values and scientific information. These are huge when in the classroom when it comes to societal norms and what the community's big on. And then, having clear objectives is huge for me as a baseball coach. If we're organized with how we run our class and we're direct in our communication, it's a lot less chaotic. So, I find, I'd rather err on the side of being too structured than having no structure at all, or lacking structure, I'm sorry. So that's another one. And then just justify the need for control. What this means to me is, instead of going at situations and making decisions based off of ego, try to converse with people, try to see their side of it, be open-minded before we think to take control of the situation and be the alpha, so to speak. So these are 3 positive aspects that we can kind of think about when we are thinking about getting better at our decision-making skills. Third would be the 2 relevant practices and it needs to be grade level applicable. Decision-making for a PE teacher like myself, putting kids in communication or in situations where they have to make decisions on the fly, make critical decisions on the fly. So one would be playing bocce ball, kind of an individual sport. You're kind of going head to head where you're the only one on your team, but considering the different surfaces, how much loft to throw the ball with so that it hits that certain surface, rolls out a certain distance to get it close to the main ball, or figuring out how much force to throw the ball with so it knocks the opponent's ball away from the main ball. And then more of a team aspect type of decision making practice is something like capture the flag, knowing when to attack, knowing when to play defense, knowing when to deter an opponent, maybe stacking one side of the field with defenders and then having a couple other players flank around to capture the flag. These are all things that in my subject matter will help increase the decision-making skills, and it will even help build their self-esteem and their self-management. That's what I love about education, not just in PE. In PE it's great because they get outside, they can experiment with their athleticism, and they can feel good. And feel good about themselves after getting that exercise. But it's also good in a math class, figuring out what way a student needs to be taught, and then seeing them make that breakthrough. It does so much for their self-management, and through that they will have better decision-making skills in the professional realm when they're ready. So that's kind of what we're doing here. We're kind of molding these young minds to make the next generation better. And I'm very passionate about it. And I can't wait to see what's in store for all of us in this program. It's been a journey, but I've enjoyed every second of it. So thank you guys. Let me know what you think. Give me feedback. I really appreciate it.